organised crime, you don't know whether you're going to get guns or drugs or results
Sure.
or none.
If we go to the notion where we started, which is the coalition proposing a crackdown on the illegal import of firearms, I noticed that Gun Control Australia says only fraud, smuggling guns that have been stolen from the local gun market, and the Australian Crime Commission and the Australian Institute of Criminology have found the two main sources fueling the gun and drug market are theft and rogue firearm dealers. Do you accept that?
No. Well, let me just, this is the problem with some statistics. This is a fairly complex issue. The first thing is the Australian Institute of Criminology says there's 1,500 firearms stolen per annum in Australia on average. Of that, the least number stolen is handguns. We talk about 90. And when we're talking about 90 stolen per annum, that's reported stolen. So that doesn't cover the recovered ones. So there's less than, in the entire Australian market, somewhere, a figure less than 90 handguns contributed from the lawful market. Now that when you look at, say, the one imported shipment that came to New South Wales of 400 is 5 years, close to 5 years worth of theft from one shipment. Now that could have been happening for years. So I think we must focus on illicit import. The Australian Institute of Criminology also identified that the number one most desirable illicit firearm amongst criminals is handguns. They've acknowledged that it's not coming from the lawful market with those statistics, and they go on to say that. So it must be coming from the illicit market. Now, there is some truth in saying that there is a pool in Australia of illicit firearms, and I won't walk away from that. And I think government has failed the people of Australia in the past. There's been two loopholes which government knowingly allowed to happen, which will continue to appear in statistics. And primarily the New South Wales government, can you believe, after they rushed in the John Howard gun laws of 1996, decided to register the barrel of a handgun and not the frame. Every other state registered the frame. And so you had for 4 years a situation in New South Wales where there was a loophole that you could buy a handgun, take the barrel out, and it was no longer a handgun.
Sorry, go on, just briefly.
That is the major source. So when the Greens and people point to the origin of a firearm coming from the lawful market, that came from a loophole created by the New South Wales government. Industry tried to force them to fix that loophole, and in fact, Minister Vanstone, who was the Customs Minister at the time, the Liberal government.
Well, there you go. That's the wildlife. Studying firearm legislation. As explained by politics and the media in the climate of the upcoming election. Is that what you think, little buck? Is that what you think, little buck? Yes. You're Mrs. Dogface's kid, aren't you? Yes, I know who you are. And there we have Mrs. Whitetail with Maximilian Immelman kangaroo in the pouch.